right, we made it. Happy Lonely Friday, everybody. A few minutes after our plans start for you live viewers, but still here nonetheless. It is still indeed a very lonely Friday night, and we are here live for another Sam Roberts Now, the loneliest show across all of the internet. Really the loneliest show that's ever existed. I hope you're all doing well. Here we are, and yes, we haven't seen him in a bit, but joining us tonight, assuming all of our tech works, it wasn't his fault that we were late, although technically, because part of the tech is getting him on the screen, and the tech was failing me, and that's why it was late, I will still blame him. Hot Dog, yeah, Hot Dog is here.
That is some victim
First of all,
thing.
I love that you're a victim. Like, I love that you love being on the show so much that when you're late, it's like you're a victim of this. I love what you've done with the hair. I think it looks great. But if you listen,
I don't know what I'm doing.
If you listen, you're joining us right now with no lag. Okay, that's what all this was. I've been perfecting, I've been tweaking, I've got all these wires running everywhere because people were tired of the lag. And and this is what they said. They said, if you're gonna make us suffer through Hot Dog, at least don't make us suffer through Hot Dog with a lag. And I said, that's fair. That is fair.
And you said, that's fair. I'm going to fix this at 6 p.m. on Friday.
No, it was actually fixed before, but since you only do the show half the time, I could only test it now. So, you know.
I was out of the country.
Well, yeah, I know you were. I know where you were. You and Mary Jean and your brother were having threesomes. I know. Allegedly. By the way, I did a trivia night this week in Norwalk, Connecticut. It was Danbury Trashers Trivia Night at this bar. I think the Blind Rhino is what it was called, with AJ Galante. Like, I think that our YouTube interview made its way through the people that are organizing this event. They hired me because they knew I'm a Trashers fan, blah, blah, blah. One of the rounds of trivia was just straight Danbury Trashers stuff, and he wrote all the questions for it. Probably 7 of the 10 questions included the word allegedly. It was great.
You know, there's some things that you can't be on the up and up about.
It's alleged. Anyway, we don't know. We don't know for sure. What we do know for sure, Hot Dog, is that 2022 is off to a rough start. I wake up this morning, and we've lost Meatloaf. As soon as I wake up this morning, I see that the icon Meatloaf is no longer with. And people say that the term icon is overused. I saw that on my app mentions. Not for either of our 2 losses today, I don't think. Meatloaf is absolutely an icon. I mean, a generational talent in a sense, just because of the impact that he had on people. You know, we got Meatloaf is bitch tits up here from Fight Club. People love. I mean, there are people who only know Meatloaf from Fight Club. And that takes a lot. When you're a musician, when you've got, like, when you're so famous beyond any role that you're going to be cast in, that your name is Meatloaf. When you are Meatloaf, that's who you are. And you're still able to find a role where you can completely separate yourself from this insane persona that you've created IRL. That's an incredible talent. Like, I don't think if Kanye West, God bless him, everyone knows I love him. I'm as big a Kanye West fan as you'll ever find. However, if Kanye West were in a film, I don't even think Kanye West's ego would allow him to get lost in the character. But regardless, like, I don't think you would ever be like, oh, no, that wasn't Kanye West. That was the character he was playing. You would always just see Kanye West because it's a skill. Meatloaf, whether it was in Fight Club or even, and I say this generationally, because even before we get into the music, people know him from Rocky Horror Picture Show. That was his big breakout. Talk about iconic. That was an iconic moment in an iconic movie, running around on the motorcycle, you know, trying to run people over and whatnot. I don't remember if he really tried to run people over, but I do remember his musical number in Rocky Horror Picture Show. And that was before we even got into the music. Hot Dog, are you a Meatloaf guy?
I think, like, past my generation. I
just called him a generational talent. That means he spans generations.
I thought that meant I thought generational talent meant like one generation.
Just talent for one generation. That's not an accomplishment. This guy was a generational talent. Most don't know who he is, but in that one sweet spot. No, that would be a terrible thing to say about somebody after they died. It was generational mainly, but still good.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know. I didn't know much about him, to be honest. I know like him from cameos. I know him like, oh, he's like when I see him on TV, I go, oh, he's a musician or something.
I didn't even know he was on Cameo.
He was on WWE. No, not Cameo.
Oh, I thought you knew him from his cameos. like Kevin from The Office. He got Cameo famous. I didn't realize.
Right.
Yeah, no, of course. Was he the host? Was he in the host of Monday Night Raw era?
I think so. Yeah, he was 2010. It says here.
But I mean, this is I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. This is a guy.
See,
you know that.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was him.
But you knew that's okay. See, all right, okay. Now we're talking. You knew that song. You're like, that's Meatloaf. Yeah. I mean, this is a guy who will go out there on stage. He's fat. He had long hair, just ridiculously sweaty, a ruffled shirt on and everything, and is just belting out these tunes and becomes a sex symbol because he's able to like run around on stage and like belt out these crazy songs, even though he doesn't exactly look like Leif Garrett up there. You know what I'm saying?
Is that another generational talent?
You don't know who Leif Garrett? Okay, yeah, Justin Bieber. Then I guess I don't know. What do you millennials know?
Oh, I know that. Yeah.
He's like Harry Styles.
Oh, okay. Why did you start with that?
Yeah, I mean, I would do anything for love. How about "Bad Out of Hell"? That was the album.
You gotta sing a little bit.
When am I gonna?
The album.
It's the album. I mean, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
I know that one.
Okay, see.
Wow, this guy. Okay, this guy has some hits.
Icon, and then his movie roles and everything. Trump loved him. He was on Celebrity Apprentice. I mean, it is amazing when you can make hits that are so widespread that like there's never a time when those weren't famous songs. You know what I mean? Like there are artists who come out with these songs that are just massively famous and then just not famous anymore. Like I can mention the song, and even you who just culturally completely ignorant, have no idea who Meatloaf is. I hit you with those songs and you're like, oh, I know those songs. Like, that's kind of amazing that work lasts forever.
That's more impressive, almost.
I think
it's
so.
More impressive because I've hummed those songs just randomly. I'm doing nothing for love. Never bothered looking him up.
That's not 100% the melody, but you're close.
But I won't do it.
It's weird. You put like a...
That's more impressive.
I think it is more impressive for sure, because that means your work is even bigger than you, which that's any artist, I think, should want their work to live far beyond, their own physical body. But also when you sing it, it sounds like Cher in the like Believe in Life After Love era. It sounds like auto-tune Cher when you sing it, which I don't think he'd be thrilled with.
It's a cover. What are you going to
do? Can you imagine if he was like in heaven right now and going like, oh my God, I've only been dead for a few hours. Let's see what they're saying about me. And like, that's what he heard. And he's like, oh shit. Oh, no, this is my legacy.
This is my legacy.
That's terrible. No, I went too soon. Oh, all right. Well, then maybe this one. And then because I'm sitting there and we lose Meatloaf and I'm like, oh, God damn it. No, not Meatloaf. And then I turn around and I refresh Twitter and boom, Louie Anderson is dead. And I'm like, no, not Louie Anderson. Louie Anderson, another icon. And this is somebody that hit a lot of people in different ways. Most recently, of course, brilliant, just brilliant on baskets. Playing the mother who like drinks like flavored water from Costco or whatever all the time. Louie playing the mother on baskets. Tremendously brilliant. I'm so glad that he had that role to just kind of show people what he's capable of. But I mean, when I was a kid, Life with Louie, I think that was the name of the show. It was a cartoon. It was like on Fox that he would put on. He had like a traumatic childhood, but he was able to turn it into a Saturday morning kids cartoon. And it was like, Iconic. Him and Howie Mandel. It was Bobby's World and Life with Louie, and they were both great. Do you know who Louie Anderson is, Hot Dog?
I know who Louie Anderson is. I never watched any of the things that he has been in.
Oh,
but
so you never even seen Baskets?
No, that's the reason. That's the recent show you just mentioned where he was a woman, right?
Well, yeah, he played Zach Galifianakis' mom.
No, I didn't watch it, but I understand. I understand that he is for sure an icon. I get it. It's just he's it is what it is. There's some icons. I mean, do you know everything about every single icon?
Yeah, I do. Especially except the icon Sting. Every other icon. yeah. That's what I make it a point. I go, let me make sure I have the bios down of everyone who's an icon. And people go, do you know about this one? And I go, that's no icon. That's how I know. Okay. I'd make it a
like
point.
An icon Pokédex.
Exactly. I got to catch them all. That's my philosophy on icons, though. That's the way I see it. You can just live your life in an ignorant way, and I guess that's fine. But I mean,
it's not ignorant. It's not ignorant because I see Louie Anderson passes away. I see the story, and I go, "Wow, he was an icon." Now
that's not ignorant. He's an icon. I have no idea what he did. I'm gonna keep living my life and just choose to live that way. Is literally what the word ignorant means. I am not informed of who this person is or what he did. That's what being ignorant is, to be uninformed.
But I'm aware. I am aware.
You can choose to remain ignorant. You've never heard somebody say that they chose somebody accused you of choosing to remain ignorant. Ignorance is a choice, Hot Dog. You made it.
But how can it be ignorant if I am aware of their status? It's not like I'm going, Louie Anderson, who the fuck is that guy?
Well, you're ignorant. You're not ignorant of their status. You're ignorant of their accomplishments. You're aware that there are accomplishments. You have no idea what they are.
Right.
So that's ignorance.
I knew about the cartoon. I was a Cartoon Network guy.
Oh, you didn't catch it on Fox?
No.
He was also he was a very, very successful host of Family Feud. He did many seasons. He did. It was, I believe, Louie Anderson was the host of Family Feud. Like, that was when it first, I think, when they first brought it back after Ray Combs committed suicide many, many, many years ago, and the show went away. I think Ray Combs took over for the original host, and then the show went away. And then for the revival, Louie Anderson was the host forever. And then he left, and they brought in Richard Karn, who played Al on Home Improvement, and that didn't last terribly long. Yeah. And then there might have been one other person for like one season that didn't work. And then they got Steve Harvey to come out, and they realized they struck gold. You know what the Steve Harvey formula is. You get somebody to say penis, and then he reacts to, did you say penis?
Get your...
Yeah. And then they realized that was the thing. And that's, everything's got to evolve.
I'm from Cleveland, y'all.
Yeah, like Louie didn't have those moments. Louie Anderson, it was a different deal with him. But I mean, he was like the greatest dude ever. He did Jim and Sam a few times. Just the greatest dude ever. And you can always tell, I mean, all the comedians came out in droves today to talk about how bummed out they are that Louie Anderson passed due to cancer, I believe is what it was. Yeah. It says.
Man, I saw a list up here. Someone commented. I mean, Bob Saget was just last week, right?
Look, I'll tell you. Robert Burton says him and Kinnison were both on Young Comedians #9. Isn't that wild? That's how long Louie Anderson's been in the business. He was on a Young Comedian special with Sam Kinnison. That's wild.
Loco.
Louie Anderson was 68. Which is not old to die, by the way. 68 is pretty young these days to croak. And Meatloaf was 74. But yeah, I mean, 2022, we're today, at the time of this show's recording or whatever, we're 3 weeks exactly into 2022. Only 3 weeks ago, it was New Year's Lonely Eve, Hot Dog. And they have just been massacring our icons. And we don't see it coming. You're right. You just brought it up. Bob Saget was days ago. Bob Saget, we're still getting over the fact that we lost America's dad. That's Full House. That's Bob Saget. Talk about a comic icon going too soon. But then, don't forget, right before Bob Saget, and Bob Saget was only 63. Then, Mr. Sidney Poitier. Don't forget that was also 2022. Already, this is all in the last 3 weeks. Now,
January 6th.
Was that when Sidney Poitier did not get to see the anniversary of January 6th?
No.
This one went way better than the last one. That's a bummer. Yeah, 94. So, I mean, it was, he was at that age, but still.
How did it happen?
Okay, all right, I remember. You're still upset. I mean, people can't get upset when old people die. I forgot. And this one, by the way, people won't give as much credit to because he's not Bob Saget or Sidney Poitier or Louie Anderson or Meatloaf, but still deserves to be on the list. Peter Bogdanovich. And I'll tell you why Peter Bogdanovich gets on this list. Now, Peter Bogdanovich, famous in his own right, started as a film critic, became a pretty big filmmaker in the late 60s, going into the early 70s, and throughout, and beyond that. But this is key. Hot Dog, you see his face behind me?
I just Googled him.
Does that guy look familiar to you?
Yeah, like
You know who that is? That's Dr. That's Dr. Melfi's therapist.
Oh, yeah.
And that right there, the fact that he was Dr. Melfi's therapist, I don't know if he'd like this or not. God bless. I don't know. It trumps all of his other work. The fact that he's Dr. Melfi's therapist, but that's not to downgrade any of his other work. That's just to say Dr. Melfi's soprano therapist, in my book, deserves to be honored in the utmost way.
For sure.
Yes.
Wow, 82.
Yes. And this is, if you remember, we had this conversation, and Betty White was only a couple of days before that, but technically, I understand.
New Year's.
Technically, Betty White was New Year's Eve. Yes. Technically, Betty White is a casualty of 2021. But I thought that when Betty White died, that was just 2021 getting that last thing out. Like, oh, don't think you're leaving unscathed. Like, we're going to make this hurt all the way till the end. And I think a lot of people felt that way. But I think what the truth is that was 2021 letting you know, if you thought this year was bad, we're killing all the icons in 2022.
We're just getting started.
Yeah, that was the universe's way of letting you know. I mean, look at these. As far as icons go, and I know, yeah, Peter Bogdanovich is an icon. First of all, he rocked an ascot like nobody else. He kept rocking the ascot even after. People haven't rocked ascots in a very long time, and he wouldn't stop. Plus, he was Dr. Melfi's therapist. So in 3 weeks, they've grabbed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 icons. The 5 icons. You lose 5 icons in a year, and that's a lot. We've done it in the first 3 weeks of 2022. This year is not fucking around. You will hold your icons close to you at night. If you're married...
This Thursday's trivia.
Yeah.
Name 5 icons who've died in the last month.
If they ask you that on Thursday, you're good to go. You know the answer now. Good thing you watch this show. Let me tell you something. And it says here, Six Crow says Bob Saget was on the same Kinnison Louie show. Maybe that's the Grim Reaper saying we can't have anybody on this show still walking the planet. I don't know. But if you're married to an icon, if there's an icon, even if you're not married, if they're in your house, if there's a relative, Hot Dog, you got any icons that you live with?
I'm the biggest icon here.
That's sad. That's real sad.
That's not good.
That's real bad for everybody. But if you have an icon in your life anywhere near you, you hold them tight. Because you have to understand, 2022, even if we get past COVID, it's taking some icons down with it. It's bad. It's a bad time. This is the real pandemic. Something is killing icons. Wouldn't that be a great wouldn't that be a great movie plot if there was 6 icons a month were dying and people were like, "Oh, that's just a thing that happens." And then you realized in March it was actually a murderer going around killing icons and you were like, "Oh my God, this is insane." And they're like, "But Louie Anderson died of cancer." And it's like, "No. He was in the hospital with cancer and the icon killer came and got him." That would be an amazing movie.
It's a perfect murder.
That's right. That's right. And especially once he's already set the precedent. I mean, honestly, like once Bob Saget goes, I don't think anybody saw that coming. Once Bob Saget goes, it's like you throw your hands up in the air. I don't know what to think anymore. Once Bob Saget goes, it's like, well, now it's anybody's guess now.
Right, because the next icon that dies, you're not going to be asking what happened to him. You're just going to be like, man,
icons dying. Yeah, this 2022 icons die. Yeah, he's not going to miss
cause
any.
of death. 2022.
Yeah, I think Dave Coulier is probably worried. Somebody's going to go up to Dave Coulier and say, you don't have anything to worry about. You're all right. You'll be all right. Yeah, man. It's bad. It's bad. Big J21 says, the Hulkster says Betty White and Sidney Poitier died from the vax, bruh. Did you see that?
No.
Facebook
Hogan.
Yeah. Facebook Hulk Hogan's working theory is that maybe the vaccine took out Betty White and Sidney Poitier. Not age or natural causes or anything. Just, all I'm saying is, and then didn't like Candace Owens kind of say, wow, Bob Saget did get vaccinated. It's like, yeah, okay, sure.
Timeline.
Yeah. Okay, thanks for bringing that to the table. That's super helpful. But I want to know who's vaccinating these icons, though, because if whoever's vaccinating the icons, maybe they're not getting vaccine. Maybe they're getting, special icon juice. I don't know.
A lethal dose.
Yeah, of the vaccine. I want to find out. Let me find out.
You got too much vaccine in him.
Yeah, that could be. I don't think that's medically possible, but I'm not a doctor. I don't know. I don't know. I'll tell you what I do know. You know what I was following today, Hot Dog?
What?
Have you heard about West Elm Caleb?
Not until this afternoon.
Oh, West Elm Caleb. Forget about the icon killer. West Elm Caleb is wreaking havoc on the New York dating scene. I mean, I have not seen something like this. This is absolutely abominable what he's doing. It's frightening, quite frankly, Hot Dog. The things that West Elm Caleb is doing. So, West Elm Caleb blew up on TikTok, and he has not commented. West Elm Caleb is trying to stay out of this spotlight. Okay, he's not here for.
He is not seeking the spotlight.
He didn't do this for the smoke. He's not here for it. And if you look at his behavior pattern, it does fit. It doesn't seem like this is a guy craving attention. West Elm Caleb. First of all, okay, look. He's a good-looking 25-year-old who's 6'4" and has a mustache, okay, in New York City. If you're meeting this guy on a dating app and thinking, I think this might be the one, you're out of your fucking mind. What are you talking about? There's no
slaying.
Yeah, come on. Why do you think he's there? So West Elm Caleb, like I said, 25-year-old, 6'4". You know where he works?
West Elm.
That's it. West Elm. Yep, he's a designer. He's a designer at West Elm, which I guess people found out because now they're doxing him because people are fucking crazy. But West Elm Caleb, he blew up. He went viral on TikTok without even trying, because what he was doing was he was going on this dating app, Hinge. I don't even think I knew about Hinge, to tell you the truth. Are you on Hinge, Hot Dog?
I'm not on any of the dating apps, but all the gals are.
Why aren't you on the dating apps?
Because I'm scared.
Too many West Elm Calebs?
Nah, I don't. I feel like I'm the type who would catfish someone, Like I put a nice photo of myself, and then I'd show up and then be like, very disappointed.
But you wouldn't put a fake photo up. You just are so convinced that you're a disappointment. I mean, that's such low self-esteem. I mean,
it wouldn't be a fake photo, but it'd just be like I'd put a great photo of myself.
That's what people do. You think because you're worried about disappointing people, that's why you're not on dating apps?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I see. You're aware. You're like, I'm going to need to win somebody over with my personality, play the long game before I even think about dating. That's your thought? Okay.
I'm ground up kind of guy.
Okay. All right.
You already know how I look.
Yeah. You've gotten past that already.
Yeah.
That's smart. So West Elm Caleb doesn't have those problems. He's on Hinge, and he starts meeting these girls, right? And he sends them playlists immediately. He's been accused of love bombing. Love bombing is the crime here. Have you heard of love bombing?
Nope.
Love bombing is when it's playing with people's emotions is what it's doing. It's when, like, at the very, very beginning of a relationship, you start just showing insane signs of affection. Oh, my God. I have never met anyone like you. Oh, my God. We are perfect together. Oh, my God. This is all I need in my life. Here, I got you this gift. I'm going to send you flowers. It's like, we went on one coffee date, and waiting at my doorstep is 24 red roses. Oh, my God. Here's all the chocolates in the world. Look at all these rose petals. It's love bombing. And what it's accused of doing is it plays with the emotions of the person that is the recipient of the love bomb. And they start going, oh, this is serious, this is serious, this is serious. And then it all goes away. And they're like, what the fuck happened? I thought I got love bombed. You see? Now, very interesting to note. I feel like if a 6'4" good-looking dude love bombs you, it's like, hey, that's not cool. He love bombed me. But like, if like a 5'2" fat guy with body odor love bombs you, it's just stalking. It's like, what a creep. Get out of here. I don't want your flowers. It's too different.
It's too much, bro.
Yeah, it's too different.
How do you know where I live?
Yeah, but so Caleb apparently is a serial love bomber. Because what he likes to do is, send girls playlists, like, immediately. And the girls found out it's the same playlist every time. Like, he's got a playlist. He did, like, 2 playlists, and he just sends the same playlist to everyone. The girls didn't know. I guess they didn't look at the play counts on the playlists, but he was sending the same playlist to everybody. He had the same, like, just super affectionate, like, super responsive on text. Like, you'd get 100 tag you, oh my God, like, I'm talking to this guy nonstop. This is amazing. This isn't like anybody else. And then
so far it's so great.
Right.
I don't see what the problem is.
Well, you know what else he was doing in a serial fashion? Ghosting.
What?
Ghosting. Just 3 weeks in, and he'd go sometimes 2 weeks, sometimes 4 weeks, sometimes 6 weeks. It wouldn't necessarily have to be even numbers. I'm just using that for conversational purposes. But after a few weeks, in a serial way, ghost these girls. And then these girls would be left with, like, what just happened? What just happened? I got all this affection. He made me think that there was nobody but me, made me feel like the center of the universe, and all of a sudden he's just gone, and he's deleted from the dating app, and he's not responding to texts anymore, and it's over, and they don't know what happened. What happened? I feel so toyed with. I feel like he just disregarded me as a human being. Well, West Elm Caleb did not realize that, like, you can't do that at work, for example, hot dog. Like, if you tried to do that in your office building, you could maybe get away with it twice before all the gals in the office knew, and then you couldn't do it anymore, right? They would all be like, no, this is hot dog's MO. He love bombs, and then he ghosts, and then you'd be persona non grata, right?
Sure.
Okay. I mean, I think that's how it would happen. I mean, why? You just are so unfamiliar with... Is it because you're usually the one who gets love bombed and ghosted?
Because I think I'm past 2. Well, past 2.
Getting love bombed and ghosted, or love bombing and ghosting? Are you the West Elm Caleb of your office?
Allegedly, I guess, the way you're describing it.
Well, what do you do?
Well, it's not. I mean, I don't. This is the first I've heard of love bomb.
Do you love bomb hot dog?
No, it's just a serial office dater.
You are.
Yes.
But do you make it seem like it's more than it is?
No.
Okay, that's
that.
That's the crime. That's the crime. Is making it seem like it's like on heavy and then just off. And it's like people feel like they're misled. Do the people that you date feel like they're misled?
No.
Okay.
No, absolutely not. Yeah.
And who usually ends the office affairs?
Them.
Okay, all right. So you don't have anything to worry about that. Yeah. No, you don't have anything to worry about that. It's not the same thing at all. I'm saying that if you were West Elm Caleb is accused of being manipulative. If you were manipulating girls in a serial fashion, you probably couldn't do that very long within the same office because girls talk. That's right?
Yeah, that's fair to say.
Right. What West Elm Caleb didn't realize is he was doing this in such numbers that the gossip network, it's globalized. Gossip has been globalized. And West Elm Caleb became a TikTok celebrity without even knowing it. Because girls started telling their Caleb stories on TikTok. And then all it took was for one pretty big TikToker to do it. And then another big TikToker goes, oh, it's funny. The same thing happened to me. And boom, boom, boom. The snowball starts getting bigger and bigger. It's rolling downhill. And Caleb's fucked.
But what are there, like 3 good-looking guys on Hinge that these girls are rotating around? How does that happen? What are the odds of that? Well, Caleb just went through every TikToker.
I guess. I mean, listen to what these TikTokers are saying about Caleb. This is somebody named Kate.
Villains. Mama Villain is back. Yesterday I was like, oh, I kind of respect privacy. Now, no. West Elm Caleb, let's get into the story time as a primary source, because now I'm seeing people trying to do timelines that are not involved in the matter, and I'm like, Kate, it's your duty as a woman to give this timeline. Okay, so let's get into it. So I matched with this boy on Hinge last week. I was like, okay, another dude to add to my arsenal. It's fine. 6'4", like...
Okay, this is, by the way, okay. She said, I matched with this dude on Hinge, another guy to add to my arsenal. I mean, if you have a whole arsenal of dudes, I don't see how you could have been misled by West Elm Caleb. I feel like I don't think that you probably presented yourself as having an arsenal of men. I mean, hot dog, if you're dating a girl and you find out you're just part of an arsenal, you're not going to feel very good, are you?
No, and if someone hears that, I think that's open season to just be like, oh, this is just another girl, and that's the same thing I'm doing.
That's key. Okay, because that is the thing. I mean, the times that we're living in with dating apps, like dating apps make it so that you're literally like you're just swiping on somebody just based on their picture. I'm attracted to that person. I'll go get coffee with them. It is completely made dating as disposable as anything can be. So I'm not 100% sure how else this could have gone. Like, how could people not look at dating and the people they date as completely disposable when the whole instant connection just happened through swiping while you were taking a shit? It's not romantic.
It's like just an option of a food menu.
Exactly. And it ain't the $25 shrimps, is it, hot dog?
No.
Listen to Kate.
It's like
I'm 6 feet tall, so it's fairly hard to date, whatever. We go on a date on Saturday, this past Saturday. We get coffee, then we hang out again on Sunday, right?
Yeah.
All this shit on TikTok went down on Monday, okay? So the dude and I are texting on Monday night just about dinner or something, and then I get tagged in this video on TikTok, and he knows after a second date that I do TikTok as a job. I get tagged in this. I'll tag the original.
How do you do TikTok as a job? I want to get that job. I mean, technically, my job's probably easier than...
What do you...
Yeah, actually, I don't want to do TikTok for a job. You'd have to, they have to edit all their own stuff and everything. Yeah, my job.
They go crazy.
Oh, yeah, no. I don't want to do TikTok for a job. Never mind. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, look at all this stuff. There's like...
Hey, guys, Sam Roberts here.
Oh, that's true. I'd have to do it in 2 minutes. I'd take an hour and a half to... I'd spend an hour and 40 minutes trying to break down Scream. I don't think I can do TikToks. The other thing is, too, about TikTok, I'm watching all this explode there on TikTok. I'm pretty sure... I'm afraid of TikTok. I don't really know how it works too good. And I mean, isn't it probably... controlled by the Chinese government? Aren't they trying to take us over through TikTok?
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
You should be afraid.
Yeah.
I don't got TikTok for that reason.
But the Russians are destroying us through Facebook, correct?
Facebook, Twitter, but the Chinese got TikTok on lock.
But the Chinese got TikTok on lock, and the young people are on TikTok, and that's what's really going to fuck us. Oh, boy. Well, in the meantime, we got West Elm Caleb. Let's take a look.
Original creator, so you guys can go watch it. So I watched the video, I freak out, rightfully so, because this is the dude that I've been going on a date with. This is at 6:30 on Monday. I get a text from Caleb, which I'm going to insert, because I don't really give a fuck if this man lives or dies, if I'm going to be honest here. He just goes, I'm really upset, and I was like, what happened? This was right as I got tagged in the video.
Now she's showing his text messages, which I feel like,
he doesn't give up. fuck?
No, to green screen yourself in front of like some text that somebody sent you is not cool. But I guess
that is stuff of nightmares in 2022. Like you see your text messages in the green screen of someone. Oh.
Yeah, you're just reading like, oh, this like, cause it's never like, look how great this text I got was. You're like, oh my God. Oh no.
Video, and I was like, I wonder if he knows, even though he's offline. And then he said, like, yeah, someone from work sent him this TikTok about Elm Caleb. I had a few coworkers message me about it. So the time receipts of this, it's like 6:30 p.m. on a Monday. So then in that video, people are commenting like, is this about Kate Glaven's video? Me being Kate Glaven. So I started getting DMs on Instagram from other girls, which I'm going to insert here. I got a DM from a lovely girl named Kelly, and this is where things just hit the fan for me.
What?
So Kelly DMs me.
Oh, now she's in front of Kelly's DM. Like now she's green screen in front of Kelly's DM. And Kelly's over here talking about her dates with Caleb. This is not good for Caleb.
It's just like, what the fuck?
Like, oh my God. But this is what I mean about gossip being globalized. Like once you're on here and you can just go like, okay, let me tell you. And like, look, I'm interested. I want to find out what's going on. Like, how does this become a thing that everybody's listening to? But it's a insane, crazy behavior.
And she goes, hey, I know you've been on a few dates with Caleb.
That this would be at worst a Upper East Side thing.
I mean, he couldn't. You know? He probably. I have to imagine he thought it would be nothing, like literally nothing. Like that he would just, because I'm just not texting this person back. Let me go back on this dating app and find a complete stranger. Like what could possibly be tying them all together? I'll tell you what's tying all these people together: the Chinese government, TikTok. They know. See the way the Chinese have mobilized us against ourselves. What if we can what if we can get them to attack each other through this thing? Like, how are we going to do that? Well, what we'll do is we'll create the technology where they can easily green screen themselves in front of their text messages. Brilliant.
Because she saw my videos and then saw that video by the other creator and like put together that it was about me. She said, I dated him for the past 6 weeks, sent me a playlist, blah, 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 blah. As you can imagine, I was like, oh, cool. All the shit that I was worried about. Like, he told me he wasn't on Hinge. He deleted Hinge after we were talking.
Oh, my God.
He wasn't on apps. Ghosting. And this was, like, the timeline of her experience with Elm Caleb was if not overlapping to mine. Now, here's where it gets sick and twisted.
Twisted, hot dog. Okay, here's where it gets sick and twisted. Because this literally just sounds like people gossiping about regular dating stuff that has no reason to be a national story on any level at all. But it's about to get sick and twisted.
On my video that my first date with Caleb was on Saturday. She woke up in Caleb's bed on Saturday. She was with Caleb Saturday morning. Caleb and I went on a date at 3 p.m. on Saturday. The audacity of a straight white man with a fucking mustache. The audacity.
I don't know that that's audacious. Hot dog, tell me if this is audacious. You're on the dating scene more than I am. She thinks it's audacious that Caleb, I guess, because she said it was their first date. So Caleb slept with another girl the night before their first date. So when they were making plans for a lunch date, he was in bed with another girl. But
I saw that video and I got to that same point where she said, here's where it gets sick and twisted.
I'm ready.
And then she said the story and I was like, that sounds like literally just regular dating life in 2022. I was waiting for the moment.
Like, are you not going to have sex with anybody else because somebody swiped your photo? Like what? There is no level of commitment. Like somebody swiped your photo and you agreed to get a coffee. You know what? I better be monogamous going forward. Like I don't understand what the expectation for poor Caleb with the mustache is.
Now, all the guys I know that are on dating apps do that, and all the girls I know are on the dating apps do that.
Well, you kind of have to. Like, I got to imagine that it's just, I mean, there was a time when people would go, if you just go up to people on the street and ask to sleep with them, if you did it 100 times, you would find at least one person that would do it. And people were like, that's a disgusting premise to even bring up. Don't say that again. And I go, okay, you're right. It's very dehumanizing. And then dating apps came out. And you were like, that's literally that scenario. So nope, yes, nope, yes, nope, yes. It's complete, like you're not discerning whatsoever. And then sometimes you swipe yes, and then you get a match, and they're like, "Hey, what's up?" And you're like, "Ooh, I didn't mean to swipe yes," and you're like, and you change your mind. Like, there's no level of commitment to it. So I'm not 100%. I guess it kind of makes them like. Yeah, but here's where I was like, that's not a weird thing, right? Because if I was friends with Caleb, I'd be like, yeah, obviously he's a fuckboy, but you could still be friends with fuckboys, right? So,
yeah,
if he was like, oh, I could sleep with this girl, but I'm not going to, because I met this other girl on Hinge and we're getting coffee at 3:00, I'd be like, what are you talking about?
Caleb, I would think you're a fucking herb.
Like, what does that even mean? Like, that is such. I say that's. I call the police. I feel like that's a weird level of commitment to put on this thing. All right, let's see what Kate says.
So as being this is the one I think who's most recently seen Caleb, I'm obviously texting him about this like, you want to fucking explain all this? So he admits to ghosting Kelly, he admits to like ghosting everyone, but now I'm in this situation where like this man is like kind of confiding in me, but I'm also kind of like, fuck you, babes, like this has not blown up on TikTok. Me doing TikTok for a job, he's like, is this gonna blow over? And I'm like, I honestly thought it was. I didn't realize this man was that shady, if I'm gonna be honest, when I'm like scrolling through the hashtag.
Also, like, yeah, she's like, I thought this would blow over, but he's so shady. It's not nice to ghost. Like, it's better to say, I guess this isn't working out, goodbye. Like, that's better. It's not that big of a deal. Like, it's not, right? Am I crazy?
No, it's regular.
Yeah, like, it's kind of shitty, but it's like, yeah, no, that was kind of shit. But it's not like Hot Dog, if you were dating somebody that was like, yeah, I've ghosted people before, you wouldn't be like, oh, that's terrible. You'd be like, oh, yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, scenario calls for it.
All the girls that tell me about their dating life, they all ghost. All of them ghost. All of them.
Wow. You should start a TikTok.
I mean, one girl was getting mad. She was like telling me a story about some guy she was dating, and he ghosted her for like 2 weeks, and then he told her Happy New Year's, and instead of like, she turned her alerts on her messages, so you could see like the red receipts, so she could see that she read his thing, and then she ghosted him.
Oh wow, that's sick. That's so sick.
That's sick.
That's sick and also twisted. That's like, that's serial killer stuff. That's just crazy. Listen.
So that's the update. So I'm here to confirm, yes, Caleb saw the original video in a timely fashion, like right after it was posted. He said someone from work sent it to him. I don't know if that's true or not true.
I mean, this guy doesn't need this. Now she is reporting that Caleb saw the video. Like, just so you guys know, that other video, Caleb saw it. So, of course, you know what that meant, Hot Dog. I had to go I had to see the original video, too. I had to find it. I had to see what was going on, right? So then I found this meme shoe on TikTok. She was also talking about Caleb. She's another big TikToker, I guess. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. But she had a story about TikTok. Like, this person in her comments named Kel says, he literally love bombed me, dated me for a month, and then ghosted me. And I'm like, it
just sounds like it didn't work out.
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess if you're doing it a lot, that it like, it's not cool, but also like, I don't know. I mean, I feel like everybody's been in that relationship that is like really good at the beginning, and then you just realize one day that this is not real. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta stop this. I don't know. I'm still.
I mean, if he's ghosting these women 6 months in,
yeah,
that's a scumbag move. No,
it's 6 weeks.
But a month.
It's a month. Yeah. It's like you could. Like, it's not a huge disruption on your life. By the end, if that happens in October, by Thanksgiving, you forgot it ever happened. If you dated, if Caleb spent all of October love bombing you, you're not missing him on Christmas. It's over. It's like for like a week, you're like, that was weird. And then you just, keep swiping. Go take
who's to say Caleb isn't looking for love?
Well, he's probably a little nuts himself. He probably is. Caleb's probably convinced that he's in love every single time. And then he just keeps forgetting. Oh, shit, I forgot. I was love bombing again. I sent one of my 2 playlists. Let's hear her experience with Elm Caleb.
I wasn't going to make a video about this, but I feel like...
Okay, this is so key here, all right? This is my whole... Again, I don't feel bad for West Elm Caleb, because if you spend all your time like hooking up with girls and then ghosting them, that are all, and you're meeting them all on the internet, and then they talk about it on the internet, you kind of dug your own grave on that. Like, this is, you reap what you sow here. So I don't feel bad that people are gossiping about Caleb's behavior. But all these girls, this is the second big TikTok in a row that started with, I wasn't going to talk about this, but you are not a good person either. You are, just because you say I wasn't going to talk about this, but it's like it absolves you from your sins. You know, it's like, well, I did do that thing, but I went to confessional, so everything's fine now. Just because you say I wasn't going to talk about this, but doesn't mean that you're not just like, you know, gossiping about a guy that you dated, knowing that you're going to rile people up against him. Like, it doesn't.
They're upset. They're upset they got dumped.
Yeah,
it's funny. It's cute.
Yeah. But like, you can't.
He did nothing wrong.
No. I mean, he acted into. He didn't do anything wrong. Like, it's not cool, but it's not like. Like, if my friend told me, "Oh, I got to tell you this story," and told me about it, I'd be like, "You didn't have to tell me that story," you know?
Yeah.
like, okay, you know. Oh, is this a person you've known for a while? No. I just went to coffee with them. Oh, all right. But they sent me a playlist. Oh, okay.
Guess it didn't work out. What can I say?
But the playlist. Yeah. Oh, okay. I mean, this is a boring story. I don't know why you told me the story.
They got swept up like a bunch of idiots, and they feel bad about it.
Yeah.
They got swept up by the good-looking 6'4" guy.
They got manipulated. Love bombed.
They did not. No, they did not get manipulated.
Okay, well, there is something to this here. Don't you think that Caleb probably knew, like, okay, like he's probably got, like, this is his game a little bit? You know what I mean? Like, he knows, okay, the playlist is gonna work. They're gonna fall in love. Blah blah blah. Like, he knows.
Trying to win them over.
Yeah, but does he feel as strongly as he's coming on?
Maybe that's how he just likes to present himself that way before he gets to know someone. Hey, this, you know, boom,
but that's
boom,
manipulative.
Everything goes well for the month until it doesn't. Until it doesn't, right?
Right.
And then he doesn't string them along. He doesn't have them.
He definitely
sides for 6 months.
No, he doesn't. But it is if he is presenting himself in a way that isn't 100% accurate, that would be manipulative.
If he was just trying to bang, he would have kept all of those women in rotation.
I mean,
for months on end.
Well, he didn't keep them for months on end. No, he ghosted.
Right, exactly.
Well, let's listen to her
for love.
Let's listen to her story, Hot Dog. Okay, she wasn't gonna say anything. She wasn't gonna make a video. She wasn't gonna, because she's so good. You know, she's such a great person. But then she decided to make a video. This would be like me going, I'm not into gossip or anything like this, but this was trending on Twitter, so I thought we should definitely talk about it on Sam Roberts Now. It's like, no, you son of a bitch. You were just sitting there reading this going, ooh.
So giddy.
I know. Like, come on. Listen.
My duty as your Asian older sister to warn my New York City girls about this Caleb from West Elm.
Oh, good.
So in my recent video, I made a joke to call out this very tall Caleb I went on a date with in New York City, and it kind of went viral, but I kept having girls comment being like, is this the West Elm Caleb? And I'm like, who is this West Elm Caleb? And why do you guys keep asking that? Like, how do you guys all know this guy? I was so confused. But then I get a DM from a Caleb who says he's also very tall, and I click on his bio and it says West Elm Furniture Designer. And I was like, oh my God, is this him? I ignore him, as queens do. Then I get a girl DM me being like, oh my God, are you talking about the West Elm Caleb? And I'm like, who the hell is he? And can you please explain why there's so many girls commenting about him? So we first confirmed that it is the same Caleb that DM'd me.
It's so like she's just talking. Like, I'm like, I like, she wasn't even, she just got a DM from West Elm Caleb, I guess. I don't know. I'm not interested in this one at all. At all. But then.
At all.
But then, and Mike Montone tipped me off to this one. Kel's Bell's baby. He thinks Robert Kelly's involved. I don't think he clicked on the video. sent out this TikTok about West Elm Caleb.
Time for story time.
I wonder if she knew it was going to go viral. Like, I kept thinking about this because I replayed that part over and over as I was watching this video. Time for a story time. Like, that's not a... like, when you realize that's got, like, 500,000 views on it, are you like, oh, man, I wish I hadn't
I wish I redid that.
Well, why'd I say time twice? Time for a story time. That's not a thing.
So 6 weeks ago, I matched with this man on Hinge.
This is 6 weeks ago. Get over it. 6 weeks ago. What? I mean, look. He's a handsome guy, 6'4". He got some coffee with him. Big deal.
And it was really fun. It was cute because this was a man that I was like, oh, I actually like him. And when I tell you I've been through the dating trenches in New York City, I have been through the trenches. Literally anything that could go wrong has gone wrong.
Do you think that, by the way, like all these people that are like, oh, West Elm Caleb goes to me, West Elm Caleb goes to me. Do you think that they've always been just excellent people? That when they're like, oh, I've been through the trenches in New York dating. I've been through it. It's rough. I've been through it. It's been rough. It's always somebody else's fault. Like it's only because it's only dicks. Like, do you think none of these girls were ever shitheads themselves ever? I don't think so ever. It sounds like it sounds.
Do you think they're not ghosting people themselves constantly? You think they would go?
Never. They would never love bomb and ghost hot dog. Never.
That's a story for another day. But anyway, so this man was sending me really cute messages. He sent me this.
Oh no, hot dog! She's back in front of her text messages. This is and it says Caleb right up at the top. It says Caleb. Oh boy. Oh no. And she's small too. She made herself small on it so you can see the whole text messages. That's not good. That's not good. Yeah, I can't do this for a living. I don't know how to green screen my. Plus, I don't have that many good texts that I could green screen myself in front of.
It's got to be real juicy.
About you. I'm really...
Well, actually, it doesn't have to be real juicy. Sometimes it can actually be very mundane and boring. It becomes like a viral sensation.
So this was before our first date. So I was like, he likes me. Wrong. So then he sent me this playlist.
Here's the playlist.
Super cute, I know, right? But then I noticed on his Spotify that he made the same playlist, just named it different things for like different women. So I called him out on it.
Okay,
but I was like, no worries, maybe this.
She's trying to be I'm smarter than I was story here too. She says that she found the same playlist renamed different things on his Spotify account. And this was at the beginning. Like this is when they first started talking. She realized that was there. And she's like, I called him out on it, but it was like, whatever. I was like, whatever. If you notice that from the beginning, I don't see how you could have been shocked that he was a fuckboy, ghoster, love bomber person. Isn't like, it was right there. I mean, it was hiding in plain sight. It was right in front of your face. It wasn't a Scooby-Doo mystery.
He's showing you exactly who he is.
Yeah, I mean, if he really didn't want you to know, you think subliminally he kind of wants people to know? Like, it's like, I've left enough breadcrumbs here for you to make your way back to the house. You know what I mean? Like, you know where Hansel and Gretel are, okay?
This is his move. He seemed a little introverted, so I'm like, this is his move. I'll give him that. Still sus. I was like, game peep game. It's okay.
It is. See, she says, still sus, game peep game, so it's okay. Correct me if I'm wrong, hot dog. Game peep game would infer that I know that you are manipulating me. However, I also manipulate people, so I respect your efforts. Isn't that what game peep game? Still a little sus, but game peep game. Isn't that what that means?
That's what it's implied. She's no innocent, she's no amateur at this.
So how can you, it's, people just don't ever want to, they can't be wrong. Nobody wants to be wrong. It's like, I want to call this person out for being a shithead to me, but by the way, I knew the whole time. And it's like, well, then you weren't, then how were they, if you knew, then how, I don't understand. if you knew they were manipulating you the whole time, but you didn't tell them you knew, then you were also being manipulative, right? Or no?
Honestly, I think they're just upset that they got played, and that's it. They
did.
wanted to be the ones playing them, and they got played.
Well, what's happening?
West Elm
Caleb.
This guy.
Look, what's happening? First of all, love bombing is never okay, hot dog. It's never, ever okay. All right?
Okay.
But now what's happening is people have gone crazy because he's ghosting people. And he's getting doxxed. His place of employment is getting called up. Like, you got to fire this guy, okay? He ghosted women. And you're like, what? What? I mean, there's this thing. Like, the virtue signaling is so insane that it's like, okay, if it looks like they look at this Twitter or TikTok trend, right? And they go, okay, West Elm Caleb is the bad guy, right? What, right? Okay, we're all in agreement here, right? West Elm Caleb is the bad guy? Okay. If West Elm Caleb is the bad guy, we can attack at will. Like, there is no, we can do whatever we want because he's a bad guy. And the harder I attack, the more it makes me good. And you're like, what kind of sick, twisted logic is that? It's like in this whole like kind of culture of bullying is bad. Never bully. Bullying is bad. Right? Everybody, right? Bullying is very bad.
Bad.
Until you can find a West Elm Caleb. Then it's like The Purge. You know that movie, The Purge? Like, the idea is based on the fact that people have this murderous rage and criminal inclinations. And if we can give them one night that they're allowed to just kill whoever they want, then they won't kill anybody else throughout the year. Like that. And then they say, the new founding fathers claim it's very, very successful. I don't know if it was, but they said it was. It's the same with bullying. Like, people want to bully so bad that they go, okay, we're in agreement. Bullying will become public enemy number one. If you bully, you're a bad person. Nobody bullies anymore. Until we find a villain. If we can find a villain, then we all get to bully again, right? And we still get to be good people? Yes, that's the deal. Okay, good. Good, yeah. So if we can find a villain, and we all agree on the villain, we get to be vindictive, manipulative, we get to be mean, right? We can hypocrite. Can we ruin his life? Yes. If he's a villain, yes. Now, the degree to villain doesn't matter, right? Like, it could be like somebody who's like the worst criminal offender ever, or just kind of a fuckboy from Hinge, right? Correct. Yes, correct. Great deal. I mean, it's amazing. And it's like somehow they find like a West Elm Caleb. And it's like the worse you are to this person, the better a person it makes you. Like, yeah, I put a TikTok video. I wasn't gonna, but I put a TikTok video out. Oh, you go, girl. I called his job. You're like, wait, what? You did what? Yeah, I called West Elm. I told them they got to fire him. Found his last name. Put that shit on the internet.
No.
Why? No. Wait, you did what? Yeah, I found his mom's house. I posted the address. I called her up. Death threat. No, what? He ghosted you and others. He deserves it. All right. Okay, you're a good person. Yeah, I know.
Bought me flowers and then I didn't get a fucking peep from him afterwards.
Bro, he sent me a playlist and then he didn't marry me. Can you believe that? Like, that's the nerve. The nerve. He's 6'4".
Honestly, there's a turnaround. I mean, I'm sure you saw the tweets. TikTok, TikTok girls might be all anti, let's cancel West Elm Caleb, but Twitter's talking about like, what are these girls on?
Let me tell you something.
Sounds like the dating scene.
Let me tell you something right now. I seen pictures of West Elm Caleb. They're out there. Have you seen him? What he looks like?
I'm scrolling through.
He's gonna do just fine for himself. People know now. And let me tell you something else about West Elm Caleb. He's not gonna have to send any more playlists. There's gonna be you mark my words. There's gonna be a lot of women who are not looking for a big commitment. There are women out there who may just go like, you know what? I'll take love bombing for a couple of weeks and then ghosting. I don't have to worry about it anymore. Flowers for 2 weeks and then I never have to talk to you again. That's a deal.
don't hold the flowers. I'm just here for the night.
That's a deal. But here's going to be the problem. When women now like hear this story and they're like, let me talk to this 6'4" hunk of meat. And then he falls in love with one of them and they're like, nah, this is supposed to be a 4 to 5 week commitment, buddy. You are ghosted. Like it's gonna come back on him the other way for sure. For sure. But that is it. If you're out there and you're seeing people talk about West Elm Caleb, if you're going out somewhere this weekend, you can bring this up. That's what's going on. That's the story of West Elm Caleb. And I know you're sitting there going like, there has to be more. Like there's no way that everybody would be talking about this. There isn't more. You know everything you need to know about West Elm Caleb. I'm going to check my notes right now, okay? Bullying a Villain, dating apps, matched on Hinge, coffee playlist, ghosting, and it's simultaneously, doing it to multiple girls simultaneously. I said that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, love bombing, New Yorkers of TikTok. No, we covered it. Yep, that's it. That's Caleb for you. That's West Elm Caleb.
He's a serial casual dater.
He's a love bomber, hot dog. A love bomber. And he has to be stopped at any cost. At any cost, okay?
His stock is going to go up.
I think it will go up. And I think people will start to feel bad for him. I mean, Richard Ramirez got letters in prison. You don't think people are going to feel bad for West Elm Caleb? This handsome 6'4" furniture designer? That's what they do at West Elm, right? Furniture?
And you just picture him like a lumberjack building the furniture himself.
This guy. And he was just mistreated by these awful women of TikTok. I will save him. Come on. He's a fixer-upper. He's a fixer-upper. It's the best case scenario for him. All right. Let's get to it, hot dog. There's only one rule here of Sam Roberts Now, and that's that every super chat gets read. We read the super chats here. So if you're in the chat right now and you feel like there's something that you're saying that must be acknowledged on tonight's program, then go ahead and super chat it in right now. We'll go up to that Corey dude who chimed in even before the show started this evening. I appreciate that. He says, what? Friends listen to Endless Love in the Dark? That sounds like a line Caleb would have used. That sounds like something Caleb would have said. Six Crow Ricky.
Caleb.
Yeah? Six Crow Ricky Forrest. Like Infinite Kitten, Sam brings the fire. Remember DJ Infinite Kitten?
Sounds very familiar.
Sam Roberts show?
Oh, yeah.
He was the man, right? I brought the fire.
Yeah. Icon. That's an icon.
That's an icon. He better watch out. He better watch out. Louis Satina, who is this instrumental by? There's this new band called Royalty Free Music, and they do some great, great songs that we love using here on Sam Roberts Now. JD Straight Shot, hot dog, we need some updates on that DR property. Are you creating a resort? It did, yeah. I mean, it looked like you were up to something down at the Dominican Republic over the last week or so.
Yeah, I'm going to try to be a fixer-upper over there. Fix up a nice New York-style apartment in my town. I saw a couple that are there already and are rented out and all that, so I'm going to look into the investment.
Are you going to rent or buy?
I mean, it's gonna be for me. It's gonna be like my summer home, but I'll rent it out. You know, when I'm not there.
You'll be a landlord of it.
Yeah.
But so you're gonna buy when you say fixer, if you rent a fixer upper and you fix it up, even though you're renting.
No. I mean,
you're an idiot.
No, I will. No, it's in the family name already.
Oh, okay. All right. You see it like you're the family owns it. You're gonna put some money into it and then maybe rent it out. Maybe do like a little summer share type of deal.
Yeah, maybe Wi-Fi, work from home sometimes there. It'll be nice.
I was checking my cameos today, to see I had a couple of cameos that I needed to do for people. You can hit it up, cameo.com/notsam. One was from Mary Jean, and it said, you could just talk about whatever. I fucking love you. And I was like, Mary, you could have just...
God, don't you love that?
Yeah, but you could have just DM'd or whatever. Like, I would have seen you, you didn't have to do that, but I appreciate it.
You wouldn't have sent the video message.
I mean, if she asked me to send her,
now you're obliged.
Yeah, I mean, no, I have to. Yeah, it's true. I mean, she paid. Let's see. Not Sam's Grim Reaper. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Sammy and Hot Doge. Come on, man. Biden's over it, by the way. Did you see him at that press conference? He's
cranky.
He thought this would be easy. Like, they told him it would be easy. They probably told him, don't worry about it, Joe. It's going to be simple. Like, everyone's going to love you. You're not Trump. It's going to be great. And then, Corona got worse, and he was like, what? And they were like, well, you didn't do anything about it, bro. Like, what'd you think was going to happen?
What about the student loans you promised?
Huh?
I gotta go.
Yeah,
I gotta go.
No student loans. Everybody's got to repay them. And also, poor people can't get the COVID test. Rich people can get their free COVID test, but not poor people. No. Unless I think you got to have fiber optics internet, and you can get to the website. Otherwise, no test for you. Reed Rothschild. Sam, I think you misheard us when we said we were tired of the oh my God, Reed Rothschild. You're a terrible person. Six Crow, Ricky Forrest. Bob Saget was, oh yeah, I read that one. Big J21, got you. Six Crow, you mean Deadpool with Clint Eastwood? I don't know what that is a reference to, but I'm sure it was awesome. Reed Rothschild. Bogdanovich fucked. He was with Sybil Shepherd in her prime. And if you remember Star 80, he was the guy Dorothy Stratton left her crazy husband for. I can believe that about Peter Bogdanovich. I think that he did all right for himself in his time. And yeah, I mean, Sybil Shepherd in her prime, come on. They made an entire television show with Bruce Willis chasing her down. Will they, won't they? I don't know. Moonlighting Hot Dog. Look it up. Rob Thompson. Hello, Sam. Hello, Hot Dog. So I went to StockX to look at sneakers, and goddamn, they're in the NFT market. What the fuck am I missing in these things? Yeah, I mean, Hot Dog made us an NFT, and we all told him he was an asshole, and he looked at us like we were the assholes.
And I can't post it.
No, you can't. Too much penis. Reed Rothschild. Jim love bombs you in studio with pressed fruit gas, and Sammy is addicted to love, whether I want it or not. Manku never love bombed, but in high school tried to pit two girls against each other who were friends, so I could try to get with one of them or both. They were friends, but in the middle of the fight, when I tried, didn't work. Yeah, I mean, look. Don't try to manipulate people. Number one, it's not nice. Number two, you look like an idiot if it doesn't work. I mean, there's nothing. It's one thing to be an asshole, like, who's playing human chess with people. It's another thing to be an asshole who thinks he can play human chess with people but sucks at it. Just don't take the risk. Have you ever tried to manipulate somebody, Hot Dog? I would imagine it wouldn't work.
No, it's see-through.
Yeah, very transparent. Israel Teaser. What's up, Sam? Saw Scream 5 opening weekend, and there was a trailer for a horror movie called X by A24. It looks really good. Have you seen the trailer? Yes, I have. It does. It looks amazing. By the way, Hot Dog, I'm on some new shit on Netflix right now. Archive 81. Archive 81, I believe is what it's called.
Archive 81.
Archive 81. It's like a horror series. It's like 8 episodes. I'm on episode 7. It's my shit. In a big way. I'm going to finish it. I mean, if not tonight, then over the weekend, but love it. Love it. Maybe we'll talk about it maybe on Wednesday, maybe next Friday. I don't know. Sam, you up on Pushing P? Help a millennial out. Do we know what Pushing P? I don't know. I'll have to look it up. I don't know. Six Crow Ricky Forrest, she has an arsenal of guys, gets mad for his arsenal of women. Or chicks, he said. Yeah, that's I'm gonna add them to my art. Like, so much of those TikTok videos, they're still trying to come across as like, I'm still a queen, so they can't get me, but let's all yell at him for getting me. It's like, it just doesn't make any sense. I would like to interview one of the victims of the horrible psychopath known as Elm Caleb. I would love to talk to some of them.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, tell me more, please. I would get to the bottom of everything. I would love it.
Exclusive.
Yeah. If anybody's out there wants to come to the Notsam studio, I'm not going to ghost you. HMU, as the kids say, right? Then they just write HMU.
Hit me up.
Okay. Reed says, how many of these chicks took advantage of friend-zoned guys who thought they had a chance? I see it all the time. Ask Hot Dog about Angie. Yeah, that is a thing. Like, if Angie got ghosted, she would probably be mad at West Elm Caleb, correct? Probably?
Of course. Yeah. Yeah.
And you know whose shoulder she would cry on about it?
This guy.
Yep. And do you think the irony of her just kind of allowing you to be roped along, do you think that would ever occur to her?
Nope.
Six Crow, I wasn't gonna super chat this, but I wanted it to be a part of the story. Girls love gossip. Am I right? Man, women be shopping. You know, have you ever noticed that?
I did. I have noticed that.
Here is Ariel. I got the Rona. I hope you get better soon. I hope you have very mild symptoms, Ariel. Ryan Katsu Rivera loved the new Faceplants theme. Why don't those fellers get Sam Roberts Now a nice little tune? That would be nice if we got a little ska Faceplants song, maybe some pop punk something, maybe I don't know, something peppy, something with some pep to it, something with some snap, you know. I would love that. But thank you, Ryan. I love that song too. Reed Rothschild, yes or no, you like Walter's name change? I mean, look. I said this on my wrestling podcast for Patreon, but when you have an established character that people love and you change his name from, did you hear what they did to Walter?
Gunther.
When you change his name from Walter to Gunther, it is like the people who have been loving him as Walter for all this time are like, I mean, what are you doing? I know it makes you feel like you're not taken seriously. At the same time, there has never been a badass named Walter, ever. Like, the reason the main character of Breaking Bad was named Walter is because he was supposed to be lame. So that probably went into the thinking. Like, maybe they just saw Breaking Bad and they were like, oh, shit, we got to change his name.
But they haven't gotten to season 4 yet.
Right.
And then they'll switch it back.
Well, they didn't realize you could just call him Walt. And it's like, oh, Walt is badass. Like, you know, yeah. Wouldn't it have been great if they were like, he's no longer Walter, he's now Heisenberg.
Yeah. I think the biggest issue was the whole, issue with the World War II thing, which they fixed. They
didn't do it. Yeah. To be fair. Yeah. I mean, that's all internet mumbo jumbo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They got in front of it.
Exactly like you said. If he was Gunther the second he debuted in WWE television, that wouldn't be an issue.
Yes, exactly. Totally. Haha Jackson, do you think Stu was a secret killer in Scream? Lots of hints. Wait till you hear this, okay? This is a little bit of a spoiler, but it's been a week already. There's a scene in Scream 5. Well, first of all, no, I don't think Stu was a secret killer in any of the Screams. I think he died in Scream 1. I think that's official. There was at one point a plan for him to, but no, I think he's dead. However, in Scream 5, there's a scene where they're looking at Stab 8 and how bad it is. Like, there's a meta scene where one of the characters in Scream 5 is looking at a YouTube video where two people are criticizing Stab 8, which is, Stab is the movie about Scream that exists inside Scream. And the Scream killer in that movie has like a gold mask on with a flamethrower and is like not at all in the spirit of the film. And the voice of that character in the YouTube video is the actor who plays Stu. So that's a little Easter egg. I just read it in an article. Here is Ariel. Please check out Drunken Peasants. It's my dying wish. I hope you're not going to die. Bowley Fan 1, Sam, my favorite part of Scream 5 was when Ghostface was hiding in the other room and said, my name is John. Spooky. Yes, very, very scary. And here is Ariel. Yeah, they are mild, but it still sucks. Thanks. I love you guys. We love you too, Ariel. You're a good man. Appreciate you all. You're all good people out there. Watch out for West Elm Caleb. Watch out for the Icon Killer. He's out there right now. Hold your icons. Hold them tight. I'm going to cheers with you later. Have a good one, everybody. Hit subscribe. Hit like. Turn the alerts on. Do the damn thing. Thanks, everybody.